And joining us now are CBS News political analyst and President Trump's former White House chief of staff, Reince Priebus, and CBS News political contributor and Democratic strategist, Joel Payne. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen. Sometimes after a debate, there is a split between what the professional pundits are saying and what the general public is saying. But here we have a poll showing that most viewers thought it was negative, and they used the word annoying. Reince, to you first, I'm curious, how do you describe it?
Well, I don't think too many people are probably moved by it. I think, personally, I think President Trump would have been better by allowing Joe Biden just to speak and melt. And, you know, the few times he did try to speak, and he did speak, I don't think he did particularly well on the crime bill and other topics. But look, I also saw some analysis where 1/3 of the people out there thought Trump won, 1/3 thought Biden won, and 1/3 said that they're going to stay home, which is great for, you know, the president. It's bad for a challenger. But I think the name calling, you know, Biden saying shut up and racist and liar and clown, I don't think served anyone well. And I think it happened on both sides.
Yeah, right.
A little too hot. Probably, but I also think it's reflective of the country. I think that's where the country's at, and people are fired up, and I think you saw that last night.
Yeah, right. It's quite a commentary when you say it's good for the president if people don't show up at the polls. That says a lot. I want to go to you, Joel.
Well, guess what? It's politics. It's called politics.
And I think people are fed up by that.
Who shows up and who doesn't.
Typically, you would say, I'm a popular candidate. I want everyone to have their say, and therefore I will be chosen. But what you're saying is it's good for the president if people are turned off. That's just an interesting point of view from a political campaigning standpoint. Joel, to you, do you agree with the majority of viewers who were really turned off by the tone last night?
Ooh, last night was a debate where you needed tequila nearby to get through that debate. That was difficult. I only felt bad for one person there. It was the moderator, and it was the people having to watch at home. This was American carnage, and I think what I'm hearing from people is they're just ready to get off the roller coaster, and they know who's at the front of the roller coaster, who's causing all of it, and it's Donald Trump. And his strategy was clear: to try to obfuscate and try to distract and to try to throw Joe Biden off of his game. And I think all he ended up doing was really presenting a microcosm of the last 3.5 years, which is chaos, which is a lack of plan, and which is a lack of any desire to bring the country together. So if the whole point here is addition and is to bring coalitions together, I don't think Donald Trump did that. I think Joe Biden, sure, there were some uneven moments, but overall, he tried to reach out to new voters, and he tried to broaden his coalition. And ultimately, that's what you're trying to do when you're trying to win elections.
Well, a group by the name of Proud Boys is certainly doing the hula today. They even have a new slogan thanks to President Trump last night. So this question is for both of you, but Reince, I want to start with you. You know, the president talks endlessly about all the work that he does for black Americans in this country and the support that he has, and he's done more for black Americans since President Lincoln. Yet he refuses to condemn white supremacists, this white supremacist group. Right? Why is it so difficult for him to do that?
I don't honestly, Gail, I don't know who Proud Boys are. And if you're saying what they are, then yeah, they should be condemned. I don't know who they are, but
I didn't ask you if you knew.
Then yes, I would condemn it. Yes,
but Reince, this is really important. I'm not asking if you know who they are. I'm asking you, as someone who knows President Trump very well, why it's so hard for him, the President of the United States, to condemn a white supremacist group. I know you know what white supremacist means. Someone said to me this morning, it's like if you say to a guy, listen, are you against men abusing women? And you go, well, what kind of abuse is it? It doesn't matter the name of the group. He is refusing to condemn white supremacy. Why is that so hard for the President of the United States? And everybody always dodges and tiptoes around the question. You know him intimately. I just want your help here.
He has. I mean, I've been in press conferences when he has. I mean, I've seen him say it repeatedly. So, you know, he's condemned many white supremacist groups. And again, Gail, you're going to have to ask the person that you're asking the question to. You're not asking me. You're asking the president. You're going to have to ask him. But as far as the debate is concerned, you know, I personally totally missed that with all the shouting back and forth. I didn't even hear that part of the debate.
Well, that's fair. A lot of people did hear it, but that's fair if you missed it.
This was a thing this morning that's been spurring up that you know I've just picked up on. But
okay,
you're probably going to ask the president. I would imagine he's going to be asked the question, Gail, and my guess is he's going to condemn these white supremacist group. I mean, I've seen him do it before, and I think he'll do it again.
In the moment.
Reince, as a lifelong Republican, I would think you would want to ask the president.
Gail, I don't know what he heard or what he knew. I don't even know what he heard or what he knew.
Okay, Reince. Okay.
But look, if you have to judge his record, I think you have to look at HBCUs. You have to look at what he's done on the crime on First Step Act, and you have to look at what he's done on black unemployment pre-pandemic, and look at the results. And then you have to look at what Joe Biden did in supporting the 1994 crime bill. I mean,
well, then it shouldn't be hard for him to condemn white supremacists. Then shouldn't be hard for him to do it. And
again, Gail, I don't know what.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, Reince. I hear you. Tony?
Joel, you were saying?
No, I was saying I didn't miss it. And, you know, look, Reince, I like Reince. And I think that the difficulty he's having speaking for the president today is a difficulty a lot of Republicans are going to have up and down the ballot over the next month. If you're Susan Collins in Maine, if you're Cory Gardner, if you are Tom Tillis in North Carolina, this is who you have to run with. And this is the problem that Donald Trump is creating, is that he's forcing these people to make a decision. Do I run with the president? And yes, he's heating up the base, and you're going to have a lot of Republican turnout. But there's no effort to reach out. I heard John Dickerson earlier. You cannot win elections by only heating up your base and not bringing out people from the middle. The president hasn't done that, and it's going to cost Republicans.
Let me just say this: no Republicans support these white supremacist group. I don't support them. I never did when I was party chairman. I don't agree with anything that they're doing. I think they're fringe people. I don't think you can win elections with these people. So,
will the president condemn them today, Reince? Will the president condemn them today?
Again.
Okay, we gotta go.
I have to ask him. I'm sure he will.
We gotta go. I would think
he will, because he's done it before.
But the question is why he didn't last night, and I would think you would want to ask him as a lifelong Republican. The Proud Boys. We gotta go to break here. I want to point out the Proud Boys describe themselves as a Western chauvinist organization, refuse to apologize for creating the modern world. That is the vow that members take. I'm a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. Thank you both. Clearly, there's a lot more to discuss.